How's it going, folks? Manchester City will be without manager Pep Guardiola for at least their next 2 Premier League games. Barca are looking to pull off a couple of new transfers, and Chelsea will continue their spending spree. You will hear this and much more in today's episode of the latest football news, which needs your likes and support by subscribing. Without further ado, let's get the show on the pitch. UEFA and Adidas have unveiled the ball that the teams will use in this season's Champions League campaign. Al Nassr beat Dubai's Shabab Al Ahly in the final round of the Asian Champions League qualifiers. During the course of the game, Cristiano Ronaldo's side trailed 1-2, but made a comeback, equalizing the matter in the 88th minute and scoring twice in stoppage time. Kepa Arrizabalaga will make his debut for Real Madrid this weekend in the La Liga fixture against Celta Vigo. He will be Las Blancas' first-choice goalkeeper despite the confident performance of Andre Lunin. Rennes winger Jeremy Doku is already traveling to England for medical ahead of his €60 million move to Manchester City. Legendary ex-striker Carlos Tevez has been appointed as the new head coach of Argentina Primera Division club Independiente. Earlier on, he led Rosario Central. Ajax have rejected West Ham's £40 million plus bonuses bid for Mohamed Kudus. The Amsterdam powerhouse expects to receive more money for his services. Fenerbahce goalkeeper Altay Bayindir will undergo a preliminary medical checkup in case of joining Manchester United for €5 million. However, the deal depends on the departure of Dean Henderson. Romelu Lukaku is currently training with the Chelsea U21 squad. He has not even spoken to the pensioners' new coach, Mauricio Pochettino, while the club is only considering the option of selling the Belgian. Manchester City have finally pulled out the race to recruit West Ham United midfielder Lucas Paquetá. It has nothing to do with the arrival of Jeremy Doku, though. Burnley have announced the transfer of centre-back Hannes Delcroix from RSC Anderlecht, who was previously coached by current Burnley manager Vincent Kompany. Al Nassr have acquired 28-year-old Brazilian attacking midfielder Otavio from Porto for €60 million. He penned a 3-year contract. Newcastle United have agreed to bring in Chelsea young defender Lewis Hall on an initial loan deal with a fee of £28 million plus £7 million in add-ons to be activated at the end of the season. West Ham United have agreed on a deal with Stuttgart for central defender Konstantinos Mavropanos. The transfer is valued at €20 million plus £5 million in add-ons. The Greek has signed a 5-year contract with the Irons. Chelsea intend to snatch Arsenal striker Folarin Balogun, who had a successful spell at Ram last season. However, the Blues want to reduce the price tag from £50 to £40 million. Benfica goalkeeper Odysseas Vlachodimos, who was recently dropped from the matchday squad by manager Roger Smith, has returned to training with the first team. His move to Manchester United has fallen through. Lazio has begun discussions with Olympique Marseille over the move for the 24-year-old French midfielder Matteo Guendouzi. The English Football Association have upheld an appeal against the red card shown to Alexis McAllister during the Matchday 2 game against Bournemouth. The Argentine will be available for the next fixture against Newcastle. Al Ettifaq head coach Steven Gerrard has dispelled any alleged links to a move for Mason Greenwood as fake news. Lyon are expected to secure the deal with Ghana teenage striker Ernest Noama from Danish club Nordsjælland for a record €30 million. The footballer has already passed medical tests ahead of his transfer. Man United's latest signing Mason Mount will miss the team's next 2 Premier League games against Nottingham Forest and Arsenal due to injury. He will return after the international break. AC Milan have acquired centre-back Marco Pellegrino from Platense. Rossoneri paid €3 million to seal the deal, while the 21-year-old youngster put his signature on a 5-year contract. AS Roma are hoping to sign Chelsea striker Romelu Lukaku this summer. The Yellow and Reds wish to finalize the deal in the final days of the transfer window so that the Belgian has no other options. West Ham United and PSG have held productive talks regarding the move of French striker Hugo Ekitike. The Hammers are pushing for a permanent signing, not a loan deal. The Premier League has suspended referee Michael Oliver for the next 3 weeks for making controversial decisions in the game between Tottenham Hotspur and Manchester United. Ex-Arsenal and Manchester City defender Gaël Clichy will be one of Thierry Henry's assistants in the French U21 team. VfB Stuttgart have taken 21-year-old centre-back Leonidas Stergiou on a 1-year loan from Swiss top-flight club FC St. Gallen. Sevilla have sent central midfielder Thomas Delaney on loan to RSC Anderlecht. The agreement includes a buyout option. Ajax have bought the Argentine left-back Gaston Avila from Belgian Antwerp for 12.5 million euros. Croatia first choice Dominik Livakovic has completed his medical tests ahead of his move to Fenerbahce. Lamine Yamal is the youngest football player to receive a 25 million euros market value on Transfermarkt. Barcelona will not buy a new midfielder this summer. Xavi will trust the young Fermin Lopez. AC Milan winger Alexis Salamakers has agreed personal terms with Real Betis, but there is still no deal reached between the clubs. Bayern Munich midfielder Ryan Gravenberch remembers Liverpool's interest in him during his spell at Ajax, and he appreciates it. The footballer is open to join the Reds if the clubs agree on his move. After winning the treble, Manchester City leader Kevin De Bruyne gifted all his teammates custom-made platinum iPhones. Borussia Mönchengladbach have rejected a new offer from Liverpool regarding the striker of defensive midfielder Manu Koné. The German side has no desire to sell Frenchman this summer. Yesterday, we saw the first games of the final qualifying round of the 2023-24 Champions League campaign. Here are the results. Alright, it's time to move on to the main news of the release. In the upcoming fixtures against Sheffield United and Fulham, Man City will have to play without Pep Guardiola in the dugout. Yesterday, the Sky Blues manager had undergone a routine operation on the back problem. The Spanish specialist suffered from severe back pain recently and flew to Barcelona for emergency surgery. In Pep's absence, Man City's training and games will be held by his assistant, Juan Melillo, who was appointed an interim coach. Pep is expected to return to work after the international break. Chelsea continues their crazy spending spree in the transfer market. The Blues are willing to spend another 60 million euros for a new winger. After the failed negotiations with Michael Ollis, Chelsea have identified two players who could boost their attacking line. In the coming days, they will be in contact with Lyon regarding the transfer of one of the club's two young prospects, Bradley Barcola or Ryan Cherki. Both performers are liked by Chelsea management and especially Mauricio Pochettino. 20-year-old Cherki scored 4 goals and delivered 6 assists in 34 Ligue 1 appearances last season. At his age, he has already played 104 games for his hometown club. Barcola, who is also interested in PSG, has 5 goals and 9 assists in 26 Ligue 1 appearances in the 2022-23 season. Barcelona are seriously considering recruiting Bayern winger Leroy Sane, but only next summer. As of this moment, the Catalans cannot allow themselves to pull off this transfer financially, while the player himself is determined to finish this season in Munich. Therefore, Barcelona will wait until next summer to submit an official bid to Bayern. The Roten are expected to let the footballer go for a relatively small fee, since Sané's deal expires in the summer of 2025. Sané has 40 goals and 37 assists in 135 appearances for Bavarians. He previously played for Manchester City and his boyhood team Schalke 04. Already this week, Barcelona should announce the signing of João Cancelo on a 1-year loan. The Portuguese is currently in Manchester, waiting for the green light from the club to travel for medical ahead of his arrival. However, Barca's activities in the market do not end there. Although Xavi is happy with Marcos Alonso, the club could still sell him in order to offload the salary cap and earn another 5 million to balance FFP. Xavi understands what situation the Blaugrana finds itself in. Alonso's departure would allow the Spanish giants to think of not only the transfer of Cancelo, but João Felix too. Very little time is left until the transfer window shuts, but the main saga of the summer is still not settled out. Different sources from different countries give completely different information about Kylian Mbappe's situation. In Spain, El Debate states that PSG are now in their weakest position in 8 years. Real Madrid does not exclude Mbappe's arrival, and such a scenario is quite likely to happen if Florentino Perez starts pulling the strings. Meanwhile, the Times notes that Mbappe has promised PSG not to leave the club for free. He is open to penning a new 2-year contract, which may immediately close the door to Real Madrid move. At last, PSG community, who were the first to write about Mbappe's renewed contract with PSG a year ago, claim that Kylian has completely ruined his relationship with the club's board. After the departure of Karim Benzema, he finally decided that now it's the perfect time to join the Merengues camp. Guys, we highly recommend you to check out fresh videos from our other projects. They are already on your screens, so have a good time watching. Thank you all, and see you in the next episodes.